This is News in Brief from Mile 24 News. Algerian Minister of State, Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad and African Affairs Hamad Attaf confirmed that the fourth edition of the Intra-African Trade Fair was a complete and comprehensive success as tested by all continental institutions, with partnership agreements worth a total of $48.3 billion having been signed. Attaf also shed light on the total value of Algerian companies' share in the deals reaching $23 billion, emphasizing that these statistics do not come from the Algerian state but from the African Export-Import Bank, which is the only authorized entity to provide the final report. The Organization Islamic Cooperation announced that an emergency Arab-Islamic summit will be held on Monday in Qatar, preceded by a preparatory ministerial meeting tomorrow to formulate a unified stance and joint action in response to the Zionist aggression on Doha. This comes after the Zionist forces launched an airstrike targeting the Palestinian negotiating team in the Qatari capital on Tuesday, killing 5 Hamas members and a Qatari security official. Following earlier threats of sanctions on Moscow and secondary sanctions on countries buying its oil, US President Donald Trump issued today a letter to NATO nations urging them to stop buying Russian oil and impose sanctions on Russia amid the ongoing war in Ukraine, saying that he'll be ready to do major sanctions on Russia when all NATO members start imposing such measures. Following Nepal's worst upheaval in years, which left at least 51 people killed and more than 1,000 injured, President Amchandra Paudel dissolved parliament and called for fresh elections on March the 5th after the appointment of the country's first woman prime minister in the interim. In the meantime, the country of 30 million people has begun returning to normal, with shops reopening and cars back on the roads.